the Bible warns of a coming global leader, a figure we know as the Antichrist. But what if I told you the clues to understanding him aren't just in some far-off prophecy? What if they're hidden in plain sight, deep in the stories of the past? Well, today we're going to uncover the historical figures who act as these prophetic shadows. And trust me, they give us a chillingly clear picture of this coming man of sin. So here's the plan. First, we'll get a handle on how God uses history to warn us. Then we'll dive into 3 key figures: a rebel king, a ruthless tyrant, and the ultimate traitor. By piecing their stories together, we're going to build a full portrait of the Antichrist. And, most importantly, we'll see how all this ancient knowledge actually gives us a powerful hope for right now. Okay, so before we jump in, we've got to wrap our heads around one of the Bible's coolest literary tools, this idea of types and shadows. You can think of it as God's divine way of foreshadowing. He's embedding previews of future people and events right into the historical narrative. It's absolutely fascinating. So a biblical type isn't just a simple parallel or coincidence. No, it's a divinely planned historical preview. We see this all the time with figures like Joseph, right? His life so clearly foreshadowed Jesus Christ. But God did the same thing for his great adversary, the Antichrist. He wove these types into history as deliberate clues to help us recognize what's on the horizon. Our first shadow takes us way back to the book of Genesis. We're talking about a super powerful leader who came on the scene after the flood, a man named Nimrod. His story, you'll see, gives us the original blueprint for global rebellion against God. The clues are right there in the text. Now, what's really interesting here is that little phrase, before the Lord. In the original Hebrew, it can actually mean in defiance of the Lord. And when you realize that his kingdom started at Babel, the Tower of Babel, the very heart of organized rebellion, it paints a totally different picture. Nimrod wasn't just a great hunter, he was a great rebel. So, here's the takeaway. Nimrod's ambition is a perfect mirror of the Antichrist's. He wanted a unified, one-world system built on human pride and achievement, with God totally out of the picture. He's the original globalist, the prototype for the Antichrist's future empire. Okay, next up, we're heading over to Egypt to look at the pharaohs from the book of Exodus. With him, the shadow kind of shifts from just global ambition to something much more personal and ugly: ruthless, tyrannical persecution of God's own people. Just, wow. Listen to the staggering arrogance in those words. This isn't just some guy who doesn't know any better. This is open, defiant rebellion against the God of Israel. Who is the Lord that I should obey his voice? That one question just perfectly captures the prideful, rebellious spirit of the Antichrist. Pharaoh's brutal oppression, the way he hardened his own heart, his obsession with absolute control, it's all a chilling preview of what the Antichrist is going to do in the future, targeting both the nation of Israel and all the people who come to faith during that 7-year tribulation. Our final type is, well, it's maybe the most chilling of all: Judas Iscariot. See, he wasn't some distant king or a foreign enemy. He was in the inner circle, an intimate follower. And he foreshadows the Antichrist's profound and personal level of deception. You have to pay close attention right here. In this Prior to the Father, Jesus himself gives Judas a very specific title: the son of perdition. That title is only used for one other person in the entire Bible. You guessed it, the Antichrist, over in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. This is a direct, undeniable link between the two. So what Judas shows us is the spiritual dimension of all this. Just like Judas, the Antichrist will be directly empowered by Satan himself. He will betray from a position of trust, probably seeming like a man of peace before he reveals his true satanic nature. He is the ultimate traitor. Okay, so let's bring these 3 shadows together now: Nimrod, Pharaoh, and Judas. They aren't just 3 separate stories. When you combine them, they paint a complete and frankly terrifying portrait of the coming Antichrist. And this table just lays it out perfectly. From Nimrod, he gets that global, one-world ambition. From Pharaoh, he gets the ruthless power to persecute. And from Judas, he gets his satanic nature and that ultimate capacity for betrayal. He's going to be a globalist tyrant, literally empowered by the devil himself. So when you see this complete picture of just unimaginable evil, it naturally leads to a really important question, right? What about the church? If all this darkness is coming, where do believers in Jesus Christ fit in? Does the Bible just leave us here to face this horror? Well, thankfully, the answer is a powerful, resounding no. You see, the Bible's promise to the church isn't that we'll have strength to get through this period, but that we'll have deliverance from it. This is what's called the blessed hope, the pre-tribulation rapture. It's our promised escape from the hour of trial that Revelation 3:10 says is going to come on the whole world. The scriptures are so clear about this. Believers are not appointed to suffer the wrath that's going to be poured out when the Antichrist reigns. We are promised to be caught up. The original Greek word is harpazo. It means a sudden snatching away, to meet the Lord in the air before this whole period of judgment even begins. So these warnings, you see, they're not meant to make us afraid. They're meant to give us hope. So understanding this prophetic timeline, it's not just some academic exercise. It should fundamentally change how we live our lives, like right now, today. It gives us a really urgent hope and a very clear purpose. This truth gives our lives an urgent purpose, and it really boils down to 3 clear callings. Number 1, live a holy life, a life that's set apart from the rebellious spirit of this world. Number 2, share the good news with urgency, offering everyone that same hope of salvation we have. And finally, number 3, live with this fervent expectancy, watching and waiting for our Lord to return at any moment. And so we can end with this incredible ancient Aramaic prayer of the early church. It's a word that just captures our deepest hope and our confident expectation. Maranatha, our Lord, come. This explainer on the biblical shadows of the Antichrist has been brought to you by the You Need Faith in Jesus team. Thank you so much for joining us.